This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. And today, it's me, it's CGB. Almost forgot that. I'm going to take you on a journey. A journey of a young, new to the world, kind of sheltered individual who walks into the dojo, dons an all-white outfit, learns karate, and learns to fight. Starts out poor, starts off bad at the battle, ends as a true master. And the deck we are playing today, mono white aggro. And I'm going to tell you straight up, I have not won a game with this deck yet. I've played three games so far trying to figure this deck out. Lost them all. Wasn't close. Got obliterated by Dimir. Got obliterated by Rogues. Got obliterated by Esper Doom. Got obliterated by Mono Red. And I've made a few changes. This list is actually inspired by a tournament performer. This is Santos Vela's second place list from the Red Bull Untapped online qualifier in France that had over 100 players, I think 143 players in a competitive environment. And a mono white deck, a lot like this one, came in second place. Now, I've definitely made some adjustments. The cards that I've switched, we'll get into it. I'll get into the cards as we go. But first, I want you to know, as I prepare to make this video and probably show you how terrible I am at attacking and blocking and mathing and playing white cards in general that aren't control cards. I'm coming in knowing this could be a terrible video and I could lose a lot of games because I've lost every game I've played with this deck so far and I have no idea how it won. But I'm sure that I am at least part of the problem. So we're going to training montage this sucker and we're going to do it. So what is the card selection? It's not a life gain deck. It's not a lifelink deck. None of the creatures have lifelink, which I think for most of the mono white aggro players, that's been important. It also doesn't have any auras. It's not an all that glitters deck, which is also common among the white aggro players. So how does it win? It plays some genuinely strong cards that can put a lot of power and toughness onto the battlefield. Luminarch Aspirant is a card from the new set that is a growing threat that must be dealt with. If the opponent cannot kill it, it gets stronger and stronger, and it makes other creatures stronger as well. Seasoned Hollowblade gains indestructibility, and especially with some counters or some buffs, which we'll get into in a moment, can continue attacking and become a real pain for the opponent. Venerable Knight is the only 1-mana 2/1 in the format, unless you count Wayward Guide Beast, but that card is terrible on turn 1. So yeah, this is your, like, red would kill to have this card. Like, mono red would be so happy if they could get their hands on Venerable Knight and switch it over to the red side. So we play it. There are no other knights. If this dies, the only potential place to put the +1/+1 counter bonus is on another Venerable Knight. Selfless Savior is very important for keeping our Luminarch Aspirants and our Skyclave Apparitions alive, as we'll get to in a moment. Then we have this card. I've got to tell you, I wasn't high on this card in the set review, and I'm not high on the card right now, but I want to believe. 2 and a white for an equipment. It gets a free equip like Embercleave does. It doesn't have flash though. That would be nice. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has flying and first strike with an equip cost of 4. So the idea here is to put it on one of your early creatures and push damage through the air. And that's really all you can hope for. If you have to equip the thing, it's so expensive and so risky. It's very dangerous. Selfless Savior helps you keep the creature alive, thank goodness, but yeah, Maul of the Skyclaves on a Seasoned Hollowblade, I think, is what they're hoping just kills Omnath. I don't know, man. Archon of Emeria is a card that can kill Omnath, in a way. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn, so good for you. You made all that mana. You can't cast anything with it. You can play Escape to the Wilds, but you can't play anything off of it. You can play Genesis Ultimatum, but even if you hit Lotus Cobra, you can't continue the train. So a few Archons of Emeria for that matchup. And then down here we've got Legion Angel with the Legion Angel sideboard, because that's just a good reoccurring threat. But we need to stay low to the ground, so I think it's perfect as the 1/4 as the 1/4 drop in the deck. But then we've got the adventure cards, and I have trouble fathoming how to play a mono white deck because there's no extra card draw. So we need to somehow make other resources out of nothing at all. Making cards out of nothing at all. Making cards out of nothing at all. Why am I singing in the intros again? It must be the bandana. Gives me a false sense of confidence. And anyway, giant killers. You can kill things with those. There are lots of big things out here. If it holds an Embercleave, if it's a questing beast, if it's an Omnath, dead. Shepherd of the Flock, get it back, kill another thing. Shepherd of the Flock also has other cool interactions, like getting back a Skyclave Apparition with the ability on the stack. They get no token if you do it at the right time. Getting back Glass Casket if, say, you used it to get rid of a token that the opponent got for killing your Skyclave Apparition. You can play a casket, take out a token, now the casket's empty, get it back with Shepherd of the Flock, do it again. Help your creatures dodge spot removal. That is a big one. And the unknown text of Shepherd of the Flock. Return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Any permanent, including land. So Kybera Takedown enters the battlefield tapped land that also doubles as a removal spell. 1 in a white to deal damage to a creature or planeswalker equal the number of creatures you control, which hopefully is a couple, or you're not doing it right. You can play this as a land, then later in the game pick it up with Shepherd of the Flock and fire it at the opponent's creature, making it so that there is actually a sneaky amount of removal in the deck. 4 takedowns, 2 caskets, 4 apparitions, 4 giant killers. Am I actually running an aggro deck with, is that 14 removal spells plus 4 Shepherds of the Flock to possibly reuse them? Maybe there's something to it after all. Let's dive in. Let the journey to being an epic mono white gamer begin. I didn't fix the lands. Alright. Boom. Whatever. We'll have to do it after this game. But if we flood out, we know why. Because we're not playing the premium lands. Everybody knows that the premium white lands are super white listed. That's just a fact. See? Opponent's got full art lands. Bet they draw perfect. You've got a doggo. I have a doggo. Tradesies? Nay? Alright, your move. The takedown. Shepherd with the save, baby. Fizzle the takedown. I think I'm playing the mirror, which blows my freaking mind because I have definitely not played the mirror yet. Alright. Do we play the apparition here? I think we play the apparition at a time when it pushes damage, removing a blocker from the opponent's board. And I think that time is approaching. Plus we could draw another shepherd for the combo. Speaker. Okay, not the mirror. Opponent's still playing the lifelink version of the deck. Coward. No more attackies. We've got the takedown. But we're going straight to the apparition. And what do we exile? We exile that speaker, right? Well, it's just a 1/1 lifelink. It's the creatures that protect it that are the problem right now. We could target the dog, but they could sacrifice it in response. But then when this dies, they get no token. Yeah. Let's just cut the head off the snake. You know they're a life gain deck. You know they want to do things with that. On God. They might be able to create some trades here, but the Savior will save one of my creatures. Alright, let's just say go. See if they do any sacrificing or if they just trade. Alright, they're going to save the Alseid. I will save the Shepherd. You have the Sky Mall. I see you are a player of culture. I also run the Sky Mall. Big fan. All right. Season Hollowblade. Attack Squad. And the huge monumental tempo swing that is the takedown. And now your Sky Mall sits with nobody in its stores. Luris. Nice. Go ahead, get back the savior. Uh-huh. It seems good until you realize I plan to exile your precious Luris. And then the kitten was no more. In case they block the Venerable Knight, let's play the other knight to put the counter on. And it's a scoop. It's a straight up scoop. Let's find out if I can win my first game with this deck that isn't against another white deck. Our opponent's got a Yorion. We've got a blue-black Pathway that could be an Esper gamer. What's good against Esper? I don't know. I don't know what I have that's actually going to stress them. It seems like I'm probably playing right into their hand. Their removal spells and their counter spells. Yeah, just boom, no aggression. I suppose we'll drop the Aspirant and try to get some counters going. None of my cards are particularly good against them. Maybe Skyclave Apparition can take out a Doom Foretold. I guess that's my best hope. Off the top, it's the takedown. So that will enter the battlefield tapped. We can buy it back later with the Shepherd. We want to play the Venerable Knight. I don't believe we want to play the Giant Killer. I also have Shepherd to potentially save a creature that gets targeted here. So let's see if that comes up. The Temple with the Scry. Three mana. What's it do? Treacherous Blessing. Let's go. All right. I've got my path to victory. The opponent dies under the pressure of their own blessing. Land off the top. That lets us hold up Shepherd of the Flock and use Sky Mall. We put the Sky Mall on the Knight, and we put the counter on the Aspirant so that it can attack through the wall. The opponent has to throw the wall under the bus. We could have put the counter here for one more damage, but I think getting the Maul dead is better. And we'll see. The opponent might just have Shatter. Extinction Event doesn't clear both. Big turn. Opponent has to make it count. They play Banishing Light. Banishing Light targets the Aspirant. Well, we can rescue the Aspirant, but the opponent's going to have Yorion, so this empty Banishing Light will eventually hit something. We can also play the Apparition and just exile the Banishing Light, get this back, put a counter on the Knight, because either way we have to replay this, so I think getting it back for free is better than having to recast it. Another Shepherd, good. We want to do all this pre-combat, full control. Skyclave Apparition. The way that this thing differentiates from Banishing Light. Let's take a moment to talk about it. When Banishing Light enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. So if Banishing Light disappears with the trigger on the stack, the permanent's never gone, because it getting exiled is dependent on Banishing Light being there. With the Apparition, it doesn't say that, so you can make this play that I'm about to make, but it doesn't work on Banish. It doesn't work if you tried to make the same play with, say, Shepherd of the Flock and Banishing Light. So if we bounce this with the trigger on the stack, the Banishing Light still gets exiled, but no token. No token! There is no token left over for the opponent from the Skyclave Apparition. And we still have the Skyclave Apparition to hit something else. There's the Shatter the Sky. We knew it was coming. Sky Maul to the sidelines. So we can play this land, we can play Shepherd. This is 4 mana to equip, which is a bit. Playing Skyclave to exile this isn't really my idea of fun. We can hold up the Giant Killer or we can cast it. I think we still want to hit a Yorion with it, so we'll play Shepherd of the Flock. And I think we just say go. Essence Scatter? Oh no. That's unfortunate. Then I guess I play this one. Do I play the Giant Killer? It's a big choice. If the opponent plays a Yorion, it's such a brick wall, I think I have to hold this. In theory, the Giant Killer could tap it, but that would be 2 mana, then 4 mana equip. I guess it would be close to lethal. Okay. The opponent's at 6. We can exile that thing. Let's get rid of the Sky Maul, unfortunately. I wish I'd played the Giant Killer now. Archon. So, Apparition. See if there's another Essence Scatter. We have to go with Apparition first. We don't have a choice here. Yeah, okay. Another Essence Scatter, down to 5. Archon will limit the opponent to 1 spell next turn. Attack, down to 2. They get rid of the Blessing. This is a close one. A really close one. That's their only spell this turn. So they need an instant speed removal spell. 2 to the bottom, off the top. Now they should buy the Yorion, I'm guessing. Or maybe they forgot or never read the text on the Archon. Oh, we got hovering. We've got hovering. We've got to close the game this turn. Has to be this turn. Oh, they're reading it. Oh, we got a reader. All right, give this up so I can cast multiple spells if needed. Gosh, it's such a flood. All right, either it hits or it doesn't. Yes! Mono White wins! We did it! We got a game from a non-white deck. You don't think they're actually playing red, do you? No removal spells, but, I mean, kind of. Apparition. Apparition does things. 5-card hand. Does it Embercleave? What? You lied. You lied to me. I will punish you. Clover. Yeah, okay, bruh. Tempting to play an... Okay, what are they gonna do? So, it's against Brazen Bar where we want the 1-drops, and they don't have red source yet, and they didn't make a red source. They played green on 1. Against Bone Crusher Giant, I guess we could save 1 and put the counter on the other, so either way, this is better. Alright, don't hurt me too bad with the Clover. Tell me you mulled into Clover Giant. Of course you did. Of course you mulled into Clover Giant. 100%. Easy. Easy magic. I bet their cards are Bone Crusher Giant and Escape to the Wilds. Give me that clover. Alright, no Bone Crusher Giant yet. Alright. Maybe it's not that bad. They only kind of cultivated on that turn. But literally if they drew into Escape to the Wilds, I might have a meltdown. Alright, Fae of Wishes. That's fine. They only get one card out of it. And they choose Blazing Volley. Nice. Alright, so we save the Venerable Knight. This sweeps. We put the counter from the Dead Knight onto this Knight. Not the worst. Could have been a lot worse. Giant Killer. Hopefully the opponent plays Beanstalk Giant and this Giant Killer can live up to its name. If the opponent plays the Fae of Wishes, that's annoying. But they're still pretty low on life. Edgy. Great. Frickin' great. Uh-huh. Well. And you top deck into, there's another land there. And another giant, okay. They're down to nothing and they're highly incentivized to play a Beanstalk Giant next turn, which plays right into our Giant Killer. Another Savior. If we attack with the Savior and the opponent blocks here, they take so much damage. I don't think that's the play they're going to make. I think they will block here, so we may as well defend it with another Savior. And the one that's not attacking is ideal, so we do this now. Ta-da! Now they have to decide, is this Innkeeper worth it? They're going so low. They're going to 2. I don't know if they can survive next turn's attack if they make this block. Even if they play, like, if they play the Beanstalk Giant, it's not enough. And that's probably what they're thinking about right now. Oh, man. Yep. Yeah. I think you gotta do it. Ooh, I don't know about that one. I don't know about... That's definitely not it. Yeah, it's gotta be that. Alright, so this will save this. So that we don't have to discard and we get to hang on to our Giant Killer. Their Innkeeper dies. They fall to 5. We play another Hollow Blade. And see what they can do. I'm sure they want that Blazing Volley back. Although even that isn't that good. Here comes Big Beans. Block, block, dead. Yeah. Out of there. Didn't even have to flex the Giant Killer. And all of a sudden, the deck's on a roll. On the draw, funky hand, but 2 apparitions, sort of like removal. Maybe it will keep things together for us. The ambush. Must be mono green. Giant Killer is good against mono green too. Do I really want to play the card on turn 1? I mean, we have to be aggressive. It's sort of our thing. Brushfire Elemental in the funkiest art. On God. Alright, so this says creatures with power 2 or less. Interesting. So the Hollow Blade could jump in front of this thing. Let's get that on the field. I've said it before on the stream, but Hollow Blade is a surprisingly efficient blocker, where Adanto Vanguard was very, very poor at blocking. This card can actually mix it up on defense, and that's... okay. Out. Out with you. Seasoned Hollow Blade, you better be ready to carry. This hand is... Swarm Shambler. And there's a Stone Coil in hand, so... Mono green. Where's our Giant Killers? Whenever a creature you control with a counter becomes the target of a spell. Alright, so not an ability. Skyclave Apparition can get him. But Kibira Takedown, not so much. Lovestruck Beastie. Wow, just doing it over here. Would you like to attack? That could be fun. I wonder if I'm supposed to play an Archon. Limiting this opponent to one spell a turn doesn't seem like it's going to be good for me. But then again, they've already played all these cards. Let's have a few double spell turns and then worry about that. But yeah, I feel like Archon or Takedown could be discarded here and I wouldn't miss them. Selfless Savior, I'm not sure. Maybe that's discard fodder too, since its whole thing is granting indestructible, which I'm already doing. Yeah. Alright, yeah, we'll drop off the Archon. I don't really believe in the card as much. And then we play other Hollowblade, play Savior, because it's basically like having a discard effect on the table for the Seasoned Hollowblades. Opponent will play the 5/5, we'll play the Apparition, get it out of the way, get cracking with the Hollowblades, see if the opponent wants to rumble. Alright. Might as well attack with the Savior, because I'd be trading one for a Shambler anyway. If the opponent blocks the Hollowblade. If I'm willing to make that trade, let's make that trade. Alright, so we'll put this here. Power up the Elspeth. Power up, I mean, throw it in the graveyard, because we might be able to get it back much later. But I'm going to hold on to the Takedown. We might need to kill like a Garruk's Harbinger with it. Or we might draw a 1-drop and be able to kill a 4-drop. Boom. Just boom. Easy. Magic's easy, guys. Missed land drop. So the Skyclave Maul, this is a good draw, and we could just throw it on the Apparition, and that gets more damage through. Because we could indestructible these by discarding the Takedown instead, which is like casting it for free. Okay, that's what we're doing then. Take 10? Wow, we got him on the defensive, don't we? Alright, throw down a beast. Come on, another Apparition. Let's go. Veni Knight. So we can just push 7 damage and discard one of these. When the opponent plays another blocker next turn, though, it's not nearly as good. I think it's still best. Because, yeah. We just need to get them low enough so that we can move the Sky Maul. Like, the Venerable Knight isn't doing much, so getting to hit here is huge. If we got this to have one more power, we could move the Sky Maul for 4 mana, and that would be lethal. But not quite yet. Not yet. So, does the opponent have the Primal Might? Probably. Easy mode. Really need the untapped land to keep the pressure on. How many fight spells do you have? Okay, that has reach. Giant Killer. Oh man. That would have been good. Now it's not as good. I guess we may as well kill this and keep Great Henge off the table. See if they want to trade? If they have no board, then they get the first move. So I don't like that. Yeah, there's the land. They would have had the henge. crap. That's not good. Alright, play the killer, play the knight, go wide. Try to set up a turn where we tap a creature, untap, tap a creature, win? Or draw another Sky Maul. Garrick. Beastie. Sure. Apparition. Exile you. Attack, attack. Block, block. Oof. It's still a really good spot for them. But that's gotta go. There's the Sky Maul, man.
For you, they're quite hungry.
Yep. Illusions and beasts. There's the land. Maybe should have held it for the Hollow Blade. At this point, a lot of the things I want to do involve 4 mana or top decking like a McKindy Patrol or something here. Alright. Just straight up 4/4. Smash. Okay. Coming at me.
I like to think big.
No blocks. Got him to be aggressive. Tap you. Tap the 4/4. Attack with the Hollow Blades. I have to lose one. Or we could just trade this for this. If the opponent wants to keep the Garrick, because they get another beast next turn anyway. They block with an illusion, we discard a land. It's not good. We're really waiting on a Sky Maul here. Yeah, they got me. They've got me. We don't have 2 turns for the Sky Maul, and now this has reach. Nope, Vigilance. This has reach.
My pack's always growing.
Ugh. Gosh, I felt like we knocked on the door, and there might have been a way I played this that we could have gotten there. I just believe that. I believe it was there, and I missed it. Oof. Maybe I held on to the Hollow Blades too much. Should have traded them or something at some point. Alright, do we have to draw a land, I guess, because we have this and these? It's pretty slow. Pretty darn slow. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan it for a better aggressive hand, but if we draw an untapped white source or castle, yeah, if we draw a castle, we're good. So, let's find out. Boom. I have no idea how this matchup goes. We've got the Sun's Nemesis in our hand. We prefer to put that in the graveyard. Alright, play you. And then the opponent went in the tank and never came out. Alright. Three mana. Do we go for the Sky Maul? We have multiples of them. Seems solid. We also need to get the Elspeth on the field and hit our land drops. What are they going to play? If they play the Sky Thief, the Sky Maul's better than that, so they have to have like removal. Brazen Borrower is brutal here. I just don't know how people play this card. in this world, but we're going to try. Hit! What do I know? Opponent is the Mega Mill machine, though. We have very little chance in this game, don't we? I mean, this draw is amazing. Everything about this is amazing. Down to 9. We have an Aspirant. We have a Takedown, which is a removal spell. Let's try for a Savior. Indestructibility might really help our Venerable Knight. I'm trying to just... Okay, now that that's on the field, this can shoot for 2. This holds back the team. But they might just have Brazen Borrower, and that's game. Let's go for this. Let's play this as a land, I think. Okay, Lofty Denial for that. Weird. So they have to get through this now. Maybe it's just that easy for them, but it also has indestructibility. I guess Brazen Borrower is an option? But did they really leave themselves in a place where they can't attack me? Zerasan? I guess. Okay. That's fun. So it's 9 damage, but this is going to die, so it won't be lethal because it dies to first strike. And they get a thing. Let's see what they pick. Rude. Very rude. Okay, my own apparition. Can't hit the Xerath. Feels like it's more about Elspeth, but then it's just chump blocking all the way, so that's not going to win the game. Okay, not much of a game there, was it? Not even close. Got destroyed. I don't think the Elspeths are any good. They're just too slow. Alright, this is a curve on the play of completely fair magic. And we'll see if fair magic wins games. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 of them are removal spells. Serious? Like, can we just aggro someone in 2020? That's what this hand is asking. Is that still in the range of Magic the Gathering? $17. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Shocking. I think that, like, this deck might be the only one that can't punish the opponent for milling me in almost any way. So maybe the Idols of Endurance have to go in this deck. Because, you know, white card advantage is a meme. Alright, do we just exile this sucker? Will they have better plays? I'm just going for the throat in this game. I'm just going after everything they do. And I'm going to keep building up the Venerable Knight because they'd much rather kill the Luminarch Aspirant with a removal spell. Alright, they were on the draw with some tapped lands. And they chose to play Thieves Guild Enforcer on turn 1 instead of develop mana. Alright, there's the removal spell. The Shepherd of the Flock looks nice. Just keep getting there. Just going to hold on to the rescue ability here. The opponent's in dire straits. Sultan's a swing. Money for Nothing, your latest trick. Those are songs by a band called Dire Straits. You see what I did there? I'm going to put the counter here because now if the opponent has removal, they're really going to target it at the Venerable Knight. Brazen Borrower. Well, if we bounce this to our hand ourselves, then they don't get the 3/1 attacker, but we don't get much value out of the Shepherd. You guys think something else is going to happen here? I'm going to hold on to Shepherd. I think there's another removal spell or some other play to come. Or at least there has to be, and there it is. Points. Play the 3/1, play the 2/1. We can play the Luminarch to get a pseudo haste effect next turn. Let's hold the takedown. Maybe I should have played that tapped, because then we could have Skyclave and Aspirant, but I don't know. I feel like takedown is still a really good card. Well, Luminarch is back. Drown in the Lock? Yes, okay. Do you have another way to survive? A blocker won't do it. You need 2 effects here. Ah, okay. You're going to Heartless Act here, and that's going to make a token. And it's going to be a 1/1. All right, full control. Resolve the ability. Take down the token. No blocks. Dead. Vengeance! Vengeance upon the De Beer. Slow, but apparitions and sky malls. Let's see what happens. Play the tapped land, then play the Aspirant, then play the Sky Mall, then remove the opponent's stuff with the apparitions. Easy game. Easy. I'm sure they won't do anything to interfere with our Aspirant. Man, an untapped red mana is so what do you do? Because if they have Spikefield Hazard, you just play this and it gets exiled, and it's so sad. No, 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 no. This is mono red, they play mono red. Indestructible. Let's go. I can definitely afford to discard the Aspirant, I think, because it's usually dead if the opponent plays smart. I still might go for Sky Mall here. Yeah, they're going for Rimrock. Okay. Are you attacking me, bro? I'll eat that creature. All right. So, do we go aggressive? Do we slam the Sky Mall and start attacking and try to race frickin' mono red because we have 2 apparitions? Or are we going to get Embercleave doing nonsense like that? Whose equipment is going to triumph? The other thing we could do is just start playing Aspirants, exiling their toys, hitting them on the ground. Like, I think that Hollowblade's going to hit here no matter what. And then they're going to kill this, they're going to get something back. Alright. Let's slow the roll on the Maul. Let's fight for the board. Exile the Fervent Champion, because when we trade this or when the opponent shocks this, we want them to get a 1/1. And this thing can't block. So we're going to try to keep our aggression. Annex is here. Okay, that's another piece of apparition bait. And they don't attack. Get out. Do we hold the takedown? Is another removal spell what we need? I'm not convinced it is. I think I'm going to need the mana. Because an untapped source off the top is Maul plus Aspirant or Hollowblade. Not a land is Hollowblade and Luminarch. Well, Mono Red, is it that you didn't draw your Bonecrusher Giant? Or is it that you thought you could play smart and get around my apparitions? Mono Red on the rope. You love to see it. We really need to get them to commit mana on their turn, and there's not a good reason not to. Yeah, here's the shock. They get a 3/3, so it's a good deal. Definitely a good deal. Robber. Okay, are you going aggro? They could have an Embercleave next turn. Alright, how do we fight an Embercleave? That's how. Of course, if they put on the Robber, it won't matter, but they'll put it on one of these two. So we just have to hold the mana up and make them go for it. I guess that's the problem, right? 3 mana open is a lot. Man, an Embercleave, pretty cheap, all things considered. And what if they don't play it, right? Then I do nothing for my turn, which is unacceptable. So I've got to sit back and do some math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I'm at 14. Embercleave isn't lethal. Embercleave isn't lethal. In that case, we are aggressive. And they can't block here. Well, I guess they could, but they'd turn their 3/3 into a 1/1. Oh, they're gonna do it. Okay. Good deal. That means Embercleave is definitely not lethal. The opponent's at 9. I'm looking at 8 damage on the field, depending how they leave this. Close game. Lots to think about. That's an unfortunate one, but it doesn't let them attack very well. The Seasoned Hollowblade is still a very good defender. Target creature you control. Man, if I could put a counter on the opponent's creatures and then giant kill them, I'd be so happy. I would be so happy. Alright, my turn. The Angel. So we get a +1/+1 counter. I think we put it on the Hollowblade. We attack with the Hollowblade, we hold up the Giant Killer. Is that good enough? Because if they attack with these creatures, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we have a block. And if they go for Embercleave, we kill. It's not enough damage. Next turn is 5, 6, 7. Oh, they're taking it. Okay, so we just have to survive the turn, and this is ours. Unfortunately, we let them untap with a Torbrand, which is a very, very scary card. They can also play around Giant Killer by equipping Robber of the Rich, so we really have to bait them into equipping the Rimrock Knight. Okay. Moment of truth arriving. Do they see it? Are they going to play around the Giant Killer? They haven't seen one yet, but they see the open mana. Bone Crush. Okay. Alright, so we need it to go on the Rimrock Knight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not enough unless they do. So let's put the block 1, 2 here and have them just go for the lethal. Are they the biggest brain mono red player, or aren't they? Yes. 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 Oh, man. Good sport for a mono red player. Best wishes, friend, but play around that giant killer. It cooperates with me. Love you, dude. Play around that giant killer next time. All right. We're just gonna spam the 2-1s. Takedown comes down on 2 if we don't draw a land, and another knight, and then we follow it up with a hollow blade or a casket to clear the way and do the damage. Edgy. Great. We did draw the land. Do you casket the edgy? I could also take down the edgy. Oh man, I hate having to kill one of these on turn 1. And then if they have the turn 2 Fae of Wishes, it's so bad. I'm on the play and this feels so terrible. Alright. I'm doing it. It's just so stupid. I should be building aggression. But no. Let's see if this happens. I suspect a Bone Crusher Giant, but we can Shepherd of the Flock, which will be sweet. Yeah, they're gonna think twice about letting me untap, huh? Alright, so the most damage is playing these, but they're much more convenient. What's the opponent going to play? Is it going to have 3 toughness? It could be a Harbinger. I've seen decks running that. It could be a Mammoth. Like, Shepherd of the Flock can attack through that, but we also have a Glass Casket, but Venerable Knight plays better in addition to Glass Casket because it's only 1 mana. So let's play the Flock. I think 2 Venerable Knights would be the right call if the opponent literally doesn't do anything, because they hit harder. There's the Mammoth. Shall we offer tradesies? Our opponent could have a Henge. I think I'd prefer tradesies. Let's see, they have 4 cards, I have 5. So right now card advantage is on my side, so I'd prefer tradesies. Yeah, they don't give it. Of course not. Alright, do we want to Skyclave this? Skyclave can also hit Questing Beast. Let's use the Casket. It also lets us develop a Knight. Gotta remember that if they untap with that card, they get Great Henge. Potentially. They also just hit you really hard sometimes. Ooh. You know they'd prefer to mutate that. They're low on creatures now. Skyclave. I think we've sequenced this game very well. I am proud of my white skills. My mono white skills are coming together. I've learned much in this video. Now let's see if we can move this into a victory. We can. One more and we can rank up too. Let's go for it. Can I get to next tier of Diamond with this white deck? I never thought after the first few games, I never thought it would happen. Let's play it out. Selfless Savior, Luminarch Aspirant, Seasoned Hollowblade. I'm not sure which I'm supposed to play next turn. Uh-oh. Creature versus creature. All right, I'm going with Aspirant, and it's weird, but I'm gonna try to go bigger than my opponent's creatures here as they play a Stonecoil Serpent on 1, as if they wanted to trade. We're gonna need a land. Land will have to be a thing. Skyclave Cleric, Winota. We're up against Winota. We have giant killers, but we haven't drawn them. There's the land. Maul. We're just going for damage here. Max damage as fast as we freaking can. Don't forget this can block, but it only gets one chance at that. We might draw removal for it. It's really weird to be pumping the dog when the dog is supposed to be saving us. But next turn we can Sky Maul the Aspirant. Hollow Blade, okay. Does the opponent get aggressive? Just the Cleric. Double Sky Maul! No removal. The opponent could Winota us next turn. Swing for 9. We're also giving ourselves the chance to top deck Glass Casket or a Takedown to remove the Serpent and win next turn. And our opponent says, I'm keeping the Serpent. I think they're going to Winota here. If they attack with a Serpent, though, like, I don't think they can win this game if they attack with the Serpent here. They're just dead. Okay, they need to get 19 damage. 19. Basri's Lieutenant. Counter on the Serpent. Last trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Turn 4. Winota. Congratulations. I went first. I am victor. Give me that diamond power up. Fork it over. Give it to me now.
No, give it now. Yes, diamond. Tier 3. Destroy you.
And we are back for the post-game wrap. And I feel like I have become strong. Unfortunately, the journey to Diamond took a little, or to ranking up actually took a little longer than expected, so I'm going to have to cut some games. So like those first 3 games that I got obliterated weren't in the video, as you have realized by now. Just like, I'm telling you straight up, I got obliterated. For those of you mad at me for cutting games where I got obliterated to make a nice compact 1-hour video with a narrative, I don't care. You can be mad at me. I try to tell you honestly how I feel about a deck. Also, for those of you saying, does it beat Omnath? I don't know. I still haven't played against it. I didn't play against Omnath today. I guess all the Omnath players are already mythic, because there are none of them in Diamond. So I'm going to leave that up to you in comments to just give me your theories about how bad the deck is and how it gets destroyed by Omnath. And maybe there's somebody in comments who actually played the deck and can tell us if it beats Omnath. I imagine Omnath does have trouble if Hollow Blade and Sky Maul happen and Skyclave Apparition and Giant Killer kill the Omnath so that they only gain 4 life. And I mean, I imagine like consistent flying attacking threats is a problem for them. But I also imagine if they hit an Ugin the Spirit Dragon, that you go cry in the corner to your mother. All right. This deck is kind of sweet. How many wild cards should you spend on it? Dude, I wouldn't craft this card. I really wouldn't, but I'm here making a video for you all, and this deck is better than I thought it was. So I might... It depends. How much do you love white? How much do you love attacking with white creatures and strategically killing this and that and placing power and toughness attacks? The deck is no slouch, but it's definitely no juggernaut. You have to work for it. So I'm going to let you decide. Did these games speak to your heart and soul? Then maybe Maul of Skyclaves is where your next rare wildcard should be. All right. To conclude this video and say thank you to the cool kids, thanks for staying till the end. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you stayed till the end. It always means a lot to me to know that you hang out for the whole frickin' thing, because I put a lot of work into playing sometimes decks I'm not that into for that long to get an hour's worth of content that I think you'll enjoy. And yeah, I just like to know you're out there. Also, we just passed 88,000 subscribers, which means we are only 12,000 away from 100,000 subscribers. And that YouTube play button trophy that YouTube sends to its 100,000 club, YouTubers. If you want to help me get there, hit the subscribe button. Consider telling your friends, sharing the video in your groups, your Discords, your Reddits, or whatever. We're on the quest now. It's the home stretch. Can we do it by the end of the year? Statistics say probably, but I can't do it without all of you. And I will never forget, 12,000 subscribers is nothing to take for granted, man. Took me years, like 2 years to get to that number. And now, when you're 12,000 away from the 100,000, I can't do it alone. It's about you. I need your help. So, like and subscribe, share with your friends, leave a comment for the algorithm boost, and that's all I need, man. That's all we need. You got this, Dojo. I believe in you. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.